Hey friends, my name is Zelik or Zel, and I'm the current project lead for WunderUI. So I'm making this short video, hopefully short, to update you guys on the project, talk about our Discord, talk about our features, um, talk about the other versions, and answer a couple of questions, and just give a general update on the state of things. First and foremost, though, I do want to thank each and every one of you guys who've reached out, left a comment. Like, the feedback and the reception that we've gotten has been pretty shocking, to be honest with you. Like, I didn't think that we would have gotten the reception that we have, but I'm so glad that a lot of people are excited for the project. A lot of people are, reaching out to me through DMs and Reddit messages and Discord messages. I really do appreciate all the kind messages and comments everybody has posted. Not only me, but also the team. We are a small team, and seeing the reception has been pretty good for all of us. Now, onto the main topic. I just kind of want to go over some of the features that we've planned and are pretty much ready for release. So, if you are a first-time user of WunderUI, if you were around for the very, very first iteration, you'll notice that our features are kind of pretty standard, but I'd like to think that we've kind of just worked on refining and making sure it's been a bug-free experience for even during the beta phase and for everybody who wants to get into the UI. Our installer is something I'm pretty proud of. I love the look, I love the feel of the installer. You can install both a DPS profile as well as a healer profile. Details, player, and bigwigs are not code or dependency add-ons. They're just something we highly encourage you to use to complete that look and feel of Wonder. But if you're a big fan of DBM, then you can still use DBM. It just won't have our skinning or our gradients or our shadows. And that's pretty much it for like the installer add-ons and stuff. I'm just gonna go through these as quick as I can because I don't want to keep this video long. Obviously, here for the themes, everything here in the UI, we pride ourselves on like being able, you can kind of like customize almost everything that you see to your look and feel, to your standard, to whatever you like, because truthfully, like, I mess with my UI a lot. I kind of probably do that if I'm not running keys or rating. Like, that's kind of what I'm working on. But everything here, like from the gradients to the colors, they're all customizable. Like, my Demon Hunter color is custom for me. I changed it, but so yours is gonna look a little different. But everything else here is pretty much the same that you'll get right out of the box. Same with NPC colors, power colors, other colors, the cast bar colors with the interrupt. I've seen it on plater profiles, I've seen it on weak auras, but this does come base with WunderUI, where if your kick is up, it'll show a certain color. If it's not kickable, it'll show gray. If it's been kicked, red. And then if your kick is on CD, then it'll have this like bluish gray. And then if your kick will come up before the cast finishes, it'll have this orange color. This is probably the big feature that we're coming out with for release, which is the dark mode. I've been heavily inspired by things like Atrocity UI. A lot of my key teammates, a lot of my guildies use Atrocity dark mode, so I was like, hey, that looks pretty clean, I want something similar. And this is for the gradient. Obviously I'm on priest, so it's a little hard to see the gradient, but you can adjust the gradient strength to your liking for the names. And here are the saturation and updates. Something I'm pretty proud of too in terms of WunderUI updates is that, like, when we update for future features that we're working on right now, that when you update the add-on and you install the updates and stuff, you get to keep all your changes for the most part. Like, you don't have to keep redoing your add-on and just keep redoing everything. Your changes that you've made will stick, which I'm very happy, because I used to use Toxie, try to achieve the Wonder look, and then every patch it would have to redo it, and it was just a headache, which I'm very happy for. Wunderbar, again, if you've used ToxiUI, if you've used our first run, this Wunderbar is pretty similar to Toxi's, but a little bit more updated. All the features work, everything that you kind of expected from Wunderbar from the first time, it's all here with a little bit more. We've updated for season 2 for the teleports, for the currencies with the when we track the traders tenders, the tier convert tokens, the portals, everything has been updated. So I'm very happy for that. Armory, something I don't really change ever, but this is the armory. I like it a lot. What I love about the armory is it auto updates if you have leech. I currently have no leech, so it just doesn't show, but if I had leech, it would show the percent here. Easy breakdown of your stats, and this is just the armory. If you're missing an enchant, it'll tell you. So I think this is pretty much like the quote-unquote industry standard now. Like, everybody's UI pack has this. So it's just our take on it, our look, our design, our feel. Skins. Okay, we have our icon skinner, which you're familiar with, Toxie. The borders for the weak auras, it also gets skinned. LVUI skins and color palettes, as well as the ring portraits. So I've seen a lot of questions, and I've heard a lot of people have been saying good things about our ring portraits, and I'm really, really glad that you guys like it. This was genuinely like a really dumb idea that I had, that I brought up to Naoko, and he was like, yeah, we can make that work. And so here we are. I don't contribute much to the project, but this one's on me. I saw it on a WoW UI post, and I was like, hey, that looks cool. I kind of want something similar. And so people have asked, is it a weak aura? Is it shareable? Sadly, no, it's not a weak aura. I think there are weak auras out there, but they won't have our gradients, nor will they have the customizability that we bring, because there are still a lot of features for this that are a work in progress that I'm kind of excited about, because this is kind of like my baby. So obviously you can choose your parties, the boss frames, and finally the target and player frames. We did not include this for raid frames because I thought that would be way too clunky, but who knows, you can put up a suggestion. And there's only currently 2 styles, which is the ring and the droplet. And from there you can customize it however you want, whether you want to mess with the zoom, the size of it all. And yeah, I'm very proud of this. The other thing that was kind of like a big highlight for everybody apparently was our details. So I think the general bar format for this details is pretty standard now. You've seen it with like a bunch of other UIs. The half bar look, I love it. People were asking about the spec icons. This is native to Wunder. It's the one we use for our armory, as well as for the Wunderbar spec. I genuinely love the icons, and I'm really glad a lot of people seem to love them too. You can also easily adjust like the style if you want a full bar like this, or if you want a half bar. It's easy to kind of mix and match those, or like choose between the two. If you do get the full bar, you get the window name as well as like your both window names. But if you have the half bar, it goes away. But it's pretty easy to add it back in, so we can always help with that process. We can even just make that a choice if that's something people are very interested in. And now for the background, you can see that this one is opaque, so it's dark because I'm in dark mode, and I turned on the dark saturation for the background. But you can also have it transparent, and it like cuts the edge really nice still. I'm a big fan of it. Fonts, I've never messed with this. And vehicle bar, it's this. It comes with a UI. You can easily turn it off or disable it. And the other thing was action bar fade. If you're familiar again with ToxiUI or the first iteration, some people love it, some people don't. It's pretty easy to get rid of it. Half of our beta testers, actually more than half, don't use it. I personally use it, a couple others use it. So it's really, again, this UI is your canvas. Auto performance mode, it's kind of an aggressive mode that kind of, when you're in an instance, say you're in a key, you're in a raid, you're in PvP, if you're in any instance zone, it kind of turns off all of like the, I don't know how to describe it, the glitz and glam of some of these add-ons, like heal predictions and stuff like that, where in which we felt like we could get a little bit more performance out of the UI if we had that on. I always play with it enabled, so if you saw my video and you were like, hey, that still looks good, that still looks clean, then that had auto performance mode enabled, depending on your PC, you know. And then these are just additional profiles. The warp deplete is pretty similar to the one I showed on my previous video. The in-flight is available, and the Omni CD is still a work in progress, but I can show you guys a little preview for the one we have for dark mode. The Omni CD that you guys saw in my earlier video, that's the one that's just base, and we can, like, that's going to be provided pretty easily. Maybe some scaling issues, but again, we're still working stuff out. But here is the preview for the dark mode. It's down here, and it's always going to be your class color, and then when you press the when your interrupts on CD, it'll show you the gradient and then your class color. And that's pretty much it in terms of features that we have for release. We are cooking quite a few features for not only retail, but I'm not sure if everybody saw, but we are working on a classic version as well as a Wrath of the Lich King version. So with that in mind, I do want to ask that if you are an avid player of classic, an avid player of Wrath, and you are interested in beta testing for us, please reach out to me. You can DM me on Discord. You can message me on Reddit. I prefer Discord DM. But yes, please reach out to me. Maybe we can work something out depending on your experience and things like that, because we do kind of ask a lot from our beta testers, and we want to be thorough and we want to put out a really good product, you know, high quality. So if you're just, you know, if you want a beta tester just get an early access, I'm sorry, but that's just kind of not how it works. We do ask quite a lot out of beta testers. The next thing that I do want to talk about is the Discord and release. So the Discord currently will be open after the posting of this video. I will have it on the bottom link. I will have it on the as a comment on the Reddit thread, and so you can join us, follow our development cycle, like whatever we post. And for those of you who want to support us monetarily, we will also be setting up a Patreon as well for things like early access, the badges, stuff like that. But please understand that if you are willing to pay for the contributor role, that everything is still a work in progress. That, you know, like right now it's pretty bug free, and I'm very proud of that. But as we implement things, especially closer to hardcore release, I can't guarantee that, like, you know, if you're a classic player, everything will be the same, or what do you call this? Your features that you're kind of used to will be like all there for classic, especially because as it is, like, we're still trying to backport like things like the armory and like new modules for Wonder Bar. So please keep that in mind if you do choose to go that route. What else? There's not much else. I'm very sorry. I knew I stated somewhere that I was going to post this over the weekend, but I got really busy with testing. I do stream, and I will probably be streaming a little bit more of the testing, maybe some keys today. If you guys want to get a preview of that, so I'll also link that down below. I don't stream often, but like, I think now to build the project, as we build the project, is, you know, as close as release gets, it's a good time to like show people that, you know, this is what you can, this is the baseline of what you're getting. The other thing that I did want to mention is, like, everybody's been asking me when release is. Release currently is tentative to the next LVY update. Like, probably a few days after the next LVY update would be released. But again, please follow, like, join us on Discord, chat with us. That'll be the easiest way to know when release is happening. Again, so that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for all the, you know, love and all the feedback and everything in between, all the DMs. Thank you. But yeah, can't wait. You guys can chat us on Discord. You're probably going to be primarily hearing from me. Naoko is a very private person, but I am not. So again, you know, reach out, talk to me. I'm there for whatever questions, concerns, you know, stuff like that you guys have. Thank you so much, you guys. Hope you guys have a good one.